Hey guys, it's Chris with City Girl Homestead and time for supper. Well, not quite yet, but anyway. So I've been watching all these videos of people that have canned their French fries, and boy, they look beautiful. And then they're coming back and doing a second video on how they cook them up and everything. And I got to thinking, I want to do fries tonight, and I do have fries in my freezer. So if these turn out really bad, I guess that's what we'll be doing. But I got to thinking, I have 2 jars left downstairs, and why not use these up? Now I'm going to show you what they look like, and they look horrible. This is before I learned about, because I canned them back in 2022. So this is before I learned about, you know, you've got to rinse your potatoes and do all that, because otherwise you'll have tons of starch. Well, they don't look good. These are my French fries. Look at all that starch in there. So I took 1 jar and I rinsed it off really good. And this is what I came up with. Not so bad, huh? So what I want to do is rinse that other jar out and rinse them really, really good and get them nice and dry, because that's the one thing that you want to make sure that they're nice and dry. Then I'm going to come back and we're going to deep fry them. I've seen people do them in the air fryer, but I'm not getting my air fryer out. Anyway, and in the oven, but I think deep frying them will actually make them more crispy and taste better. So I'm going to rinse these out. I'm going to put them on a tray to dry off, and let's see how they turn out. Okay, so I got them all rinsed and I patted them dry. I'm not going to start regular dinner until I see how this turns out, because if it doesn't turn out good, then I need to do something else. I do have the oven heated to 300 that will keep the French fries warm. So if they do work out great, then they'll stay warm so the whole time I get dinner ready. So this is what I'm going to do. I got my oil heated up. And I just got a small pan over here because it's not tons of fries. And believe it or not, these are pretty stiff, considering that they've been in a jar for, you know, 4 years. So we're going to put them in that oil. Because the first time I did it in the oven, and I didn't like them. That's probably why I didn't get them used up. So I figured, why not try in the deep oil and see if it's something that we'd like. And if it is, then that's how we'll do it from now on. So let's bring you over here. Hold on. Had to move things around a little bit so that you could see it. So they're frying pretty nice, and they're not, you know, like, they don't have lots of water on them, so they're not throwing, you know, water everywhere. That's a good start. And I'm going to let them set for a little bit, and then I'll start to move them around a little and see how they do. But I want them to get a nice brown coating and then kind of, you know, move them around a little bit. So let's see how this works. I mean, what's the worst thing that happens? They don't, whoops, sorry guys. They don't turn out good, and so I don't do them again, you know. But on some things you never know. Like, honestly, when canning potatoes, I don't like the peels left out. Everybody says, oh, you can do that, but I don't like them. I don't like the dry canned either. So you live and learn through your canning on what you do and don't like, and what you would and would not do again. So I'm going to let these fry a little bit. I'll show you one here already. But they're holding together really nice. Considering how long they've been in, you know, in my canning, I'm really quite surprised. So let me fry these and get the next load in. Alright, so I have the second batch in there. I got one that's out of the grease. We don't want that. And I'm going to I'm going to sprinkle some salt over top of them. I think they look, they look really pretty. So But let's see. Let's see how this works. Let me find one that's small so it's not really overly hot. They're not as crisp as I'd like them. But honestly, they taste really good. So I'm going to put them in the oven and let them keep warming while these ones are frying. But I'm really surprised after 4 years of being in a jar that they turned out that good. And now that I know to rinse, there won't be the starch like there is on the bottom of that one, guaranteed. But would I do it again? I think so. And I'm letting them fry till they actually come up to the top, so that means they're done. So then I'm going to come back, put those on there, and then we're going to start dinner. It's going to be something that Tom's like, I wonder. So we're going to see. So all the fries are done. They're in the oven, salted, all that good stuff. So they're staying warm. Now, Tom, when he goes out, he loves to get crispy chicken and spicy chicken and all that good stuff. And then he said, he goes, you know, that spicy mayo that you got kind of tastes like the spicy chicken. So I thought, let's find out. So I just bought a pound of ground chicken. And what I'm going to do is cut it in half. And then cut it in half again. So I should be able to get 1/4 pound burgers out of that. And we're gonna mold them into patties. I could have done chicken breast, honestly. But you know, for the price that this was compared to using up my chicken breast, I thought, no, we're gonna do it this way. Sometimes you have to see what's most cost effective, you know what I mean? If this hadn't been so cheap on sale, then I would have probably just ground up my chicken breast and made it that way. Let's make sure we get all that chicken out of there. There's number 2. Number 3. It's still a little bit frozen, but that's all right. Let's make that into a pretty patty, which right now it's not. But I guess, you know, do you really see what's underneath the bun? Maybe I can smush that one to look better. And let's get this last one out of there. And get that last one made into a patty. And I'm going to put that little bit of extra in that one. Alright, let me wash my hands. I've never really cooked chicken patty, so I'm wondering, should I have put oil in there? I don't know. We'll see. So anyways, I'm going to put some of my burger spice on there. Just because it's not hamburger doesn't mean I can't use it. And I think it'll taste wonderful on it. Alright. So now I asked him, does it include tomatoes? And he's like, I don't think so. He says, but that would be a really good addition to it. So, what Tom wants, Tom gets. So let's slice him up some tomatoes for his hamburger. His chicken burger. And whatever's left he can have as slicers for today. Alright. So we have the burger frying. We have the french fries in the oven. We have the lettuce cut up, or the tomatoes cut up, but I still have that lettuce from yesterday. I have cheese out and that sauce and my buns. So, I'm going to get these cooking and see how they turn out. Okay, so now they're ready. Time to add some cheese to them. We're going to use the plastic cheese because I'm sure McDonald's and Burger King and whatever doesn't use luxurious cheese. I got one that I broke here, so we're going to have to put that together back on top. I wanted to tell you a heartwarming story. I went down to the bread store and I wanted to get some bagels. And there was an older guy in there and I just caught the end of it. But his order came to $5.90. And all he had was a 5 and a 20. And they says we don't take anything bigger than a 10. And he had his military hat on. And so after he walked out the door, this one guy that had just checked out, I didn't know the whole thing that was going on, or I would have done it. But he's like, how much was his order? And she said $5.90. She goes, it's, made us feel a little odd, whatever. So he goes, I'll cover it. So he went out and got the old man and brought him in, and he paid for it. And the guy goes, I've got a 5. And he goes, no, I'll get it. And he says, you spend it somewhere else. And, things like that gives you so much hope for the future, because he respected that man, because that man had served in the military. And, that just really did my heart. Had I known, but I was overlooking at the bagel, so I really didn't hear the whole story, and I was like, I would have done it. If I didn't even have the money, I would have done it. Because, I mean, $6 will not make or break me. And I was so honored to see that guy do that for the other guy today. That made my heart just absolutely sing. Alright. Anyway, enough of me being wishy-washy. Alright, so we're going to take these off. And do you know, I had to look this up. But do you know, chicken has to be fried to 170 degrees. I didn't know that. So, I'm trying to give the big burger to Tom for tomorrow. And I'll take that smaller one. Let's put this over there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm packing his lunch over here at the same time too, by the way. I'm putting it on a plate today. And then we're going to put some lettuce on that. Because he goes, I'm more than sure it's got shredded lettuce. Because I don't usually order anything that says spicy. But honestly, I do really, really like that spicy mayo. And they had it, buy one, get one free, last week or 2 weeks ago. So I ordered more. I really like the taste of it. So we're going to add tomatoes to it. Even though he says he doesn't know, we're going to give him his tomatoes. Then we're going to take that spicy mustard, and it's from Hellmann's. Whoa, I just got it all over my floor. That was nice. I guess I kept it down too long. I don't know. Alright. So spicy mustard is on there, and cupboards and floor is a mess. That's alright. It's all meant to clean back up anyway. It'll be alright. Good thing it's not like back in the 70s and 80s where we had carpet in our kitchens. Now that might have been a different story. That might have been a whole different story. I wonder how that would taste, dipping your French fries in it. Oh, I bet you that'd be good. Alright, so let me show you the burgers first. Look at that. Don't they look good? And I bet you it was a whole lot less than it cost me at Burger King, McDonald's, wherever he gets them at. I always forget where he buys them. But anyways, let me get the fries on there and then I'll be right back. Alright, so there's mine. So, let's answer the question. How would it taste with the spicy mayo on the fries? Oh. Gotta try that. I remember when I used to work at Ghost Town Saloon, I was a cook there, and the girl wanted fries, and then she wanted mayo on the side, and I go, for what? She goes, for my fries. And I'm like, that sounds really gross, and she goes, try it. And I did, and you know, it's actually pretty good. Alright, so let's try this sandwich. I'm not going to do a Burger King bite. How's that? No wonder he orders those. Now you can make them crispy by putting coatings on the outside or whatever. But I figured we'd already had breadcrumbs a few times this week. We didn't need more. But look at that, even after that bite. That's a must-do again. And then I take his lunch and I put it in a gallon baggie for him for the next day. So that way his burger and stuff doesn't get all smushed up. So, we'll meet you at the table when he gets home. Hi, Tom.
Hello.
Show everybody your other Father's Day gift. Grandpas are dads without rules. Did you get any comments from Courtney on that today?
No, she did take the stickers off the side of the shoulder, so she actually seen it. I know that.
All right, so there is your spicy chicken sandwich. I put lettuce and tomato and cheese on it, and the spicy mayo.
Just like Wendy's, only better.
Is it better than Wendy's?
Mm-hmm.
You gotta try the fries too.
Well, my sandwich is falling apart.
Well, they want to see you try the fries, honey. He put some of that spicy mayo on them. When we think of the fries, those are the ones we've had canned since 2022.
They're good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So winner, spicy chicken dinner?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. You guys have a blessed night. Be a blessing, and goodbye, Tom.
Goodbye, Tom.
You guys have a great one.